BNC, 100% black and brown host around the clock. Finally, news that speaks to us.
Welcome back to Making the Case. 84-year-old Isaiah Andrews spent 45 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He was convicted of killing his wife in 1974 and sentenced to life in prison. Isaiah spent more than half of his life behind bars until the Ohio Innocence Project stepped in to help. And now, after nearly 50 years, a judge has finally cleared his name. With me now is Isaiah's civil attorney, Sarah Gelsomino. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Welcome. Let's talk about briefly, yes, of course. Can you walk us through the facts of Isaiah's case and how it led up to his conviction for a crime he was innocent of?
Sure. This is really an astounding case of police misconduct. We've been doing wrongful conviction work for quite some time, but this is the most clear-cut case of police fabricating and hiding evidence that I've seen. In 1974, Isaiah's wife was murdered. They were newlyweds, and she was found in a park. The police immediately identified a suspect where the physical evidence connected this suspect, Willie Watts, to the murder, took him into custody, arrested him for that murder, ended up letting him go because of a confusion about time of death, and instead fixated on Isaiah. All of the evidence about this alternative suspect, Willie Watts, was hidden from Isaiah from 1974 until 2019. His defense team had no idea that the police had an alternate suspect, no idea that the forensic evidence pointed to that alternate suspect. And on top of that, they also withheld evidence of fabrication of witness testimony. Two very damning witnesses testified against Isaiah at trial. Both of those witnesses had given two previous statements wherein they said nothing at all inculpatory about Isaiah, and all of that was withheld from them. So basically, this whole case comes down to 8 pages of police reports that the police hid from Isaiah until 2019, when the Ohio Innocence Project finally was able to uncover those and expose the entire conviction as a sham.
So what you just described is something that I hear on a weekly basis when we talk about wrongful convictions. The only difference is that with a lot of the cases we've covered, there was no alternate suspect. There were always law enforcement that is zeroing in on the person they wrongfully prosecuted in the end. And so what happened to that suspect? You said that they initially arrested him, and that was the person they suspected. So why then did the attention go to Isaiah?
You know what? Because this case is so old, all of the witnesses are dead. The officers are dead. So some of these answers we'll never have for sure. But what I believe happened is that the police put all of their focus on Isaiah, developed a case around him. And then by the time they realized that the time of death was basically, it made it possible that that initial suspect, Willie Watts, actually did the murder because he had an alibi for a period of time. But once the coroner determined that the time of death was after the time of Willie Watts's alibi, or kind of unsure, they had already put all of their efforts into building a case against Isaiah. So rather than be ethical and conscientious and careful about their prosecution and their investigation, they just stayed focused on what they had, which was Isaiah, rather than double back to the original suspect. And I just have to say this, the evidence that pointed to Isaiah, or to Willie Watts, is the victim, Regina's body, was found wrapped in sheets and bedding from a hotel. The officers, rightfully so, went to that hotel and asked if any sheets were missing. There was one room where the entire room had been stripped, and that room belonged to Willie Watts, a man who was AWOL from the military. They took him into custody. They released him. He went on to commit other violent crimes and serve many years in prison thereafter, while Isaiah was wrongfully sitting there for the murder of his wife.
So, Sarah, a judge threw out the conviction, the initial conviction, and ordered a new trial. And despite having no evidence, the prosecution pursued the retrial. And when the retrial occurred, again, a lot of the witnesses, people that would have normally testified, were no longer available. And there was a reading of a transcript. He was found not guilty. However, it took the court close to 6 months to officially exonerate Isaiah. Why?
Because the criminal legal system works so slowly, and especially when it comes to undoing injustices. But in this case, the jury did decidedly find him not guilty very quickly after the re-prosecution for the murder, which was a complete waste of judicial resources, a complete waste of the criminal legal system. He never should have been re-prosecuted. Nonetheless, the prosecutors dug their heels in here, insisted on re-prosecuting him, and lost. And then after that, the criminal proceeding was over, we filed a civil lawsuit for him in the same common pleas court under a state law in Ohio, seeking a declaration of wrongful imprisonment. So again, things move slowly, but we were able to actually push that forward pretty quickly, all things considered. And the Attorney General's office agreed to stipulate that Isaiah Andrews is innocent and he was wrongfully convicted for the murder of his wife. And then just this week, the judge accepted our stipulation and officially, for the first time, declared him a wrongfully imprisoned person. And this is significant not only for Isaiah, who has now heard the state of Ohio in terms of from the Ohio Attorney General's office, and also from a judge at the common pleas bench, who have both now agreed he is innocent. But this declaration allows Isaiah to move forward in the court of claims and seek compensation pursuant to that statute for all of those years that he served wrongfully in prison.
Which is great news, but I mean, Sarah, he's 84, right? Does he have, and I know it's not about the money for him, but what does this mean for Isaiah moving forward? I mean, he's in a state that does allow compensation for those wrongfully convicted, but who does that go to? Does he have family?
Isaiah does not have any remaining family. No, he lost everyone while he was in prison. Who he has now is this really amazing community, and you're seeing some of them, of fellow exonerees and people who support them. Really, the community of exonerees in Ohio is really special. So he's not alone, but no, he doesn't have any family left. I mean, at this point, Isaiah deserves some comfort in the end of his life, and I'm hoping that we're able to secure some compensation for him quickly from the state in order to give him that comfort or allow him to have what he needs at the end of his life. But beyond that, it's we don't quite know yet. But Isaiah should get to decide, because this is, so much has been taken from him.
Yes.
All of these years of his life, he has not been able to make decisions or determine what he wanted or what was important to him. And although it may seem silly at this point to some to compensate him, even though he will most likely die very soon, I believe, and he believes, that this is what he is owed for what he has endured in the entire life that he has lost as a result of this injustice. And if he gets to make one more decision at the end of his life, which is to have money to donate to something that he believes in, or to give to people who he loves and who have supported him at the end of his life, then there's a lot of value to that.
Yeah, no, and accountability definitely means hurting the pockets of insurance companies in the city, and furtherance of the effort to stop convicting people of crimes they didn't commit. Can you quickly, Sarah, tell us how Isaiah is adjusting to life as a free man at 84?
It has been a wild ride for him. I think he was actually on house arrest until October of last year when he was acquitted. So when he got out of prison after all those years, although we tried so many times to get the judge to take that bracelet off of him and allow him to leave the home, he was not permitted. So he spent a lot of time walking around the outside of his home with his roommate, fellow exoneree Charles Jackson, and living a simple life.
It just doesn't make any sense to have someone who's in their 80s on house arrest. But listen, Attorney Sarah Gelsomino, thank you so much for for sharing Isaiah's story with us and your time tonight. I appreciate you.